Welcome back to Africanaba.
I am in Africa.
Do you remember your dreams?
Showing you the Africa they never show you. Africa is the second most populated continent in the world, and by 2050 is expected to double its population. An increase in population has led to the expansion of cities and the emergence of new towns. Many people have been moving from rural areas to urban areas for work, leading to the growth of many African cities. This is because cities often provide better wages and economic opportunities. These highly populated areas help people generate wealth, acquire employment, and causes an interaction with different people that spurs innovation. These areas also tend to create new opportunities on fiscal, technological, and social fronts. Some negative challenges have been attributed to large cities such as overcrowding, limited resources, and unsafe working environments. In this video, we will discuss the top 10 most populated African cities and different aspects of these cities, such as population number, safety, and location. Now, before we continue, press the red subscribe button below. It's free. And make sure to turn your notification bell on so you don't miss any new videos from us. And if you like what you learned today, press the like button and share the video with someone you know, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts.
4, 3,
Thank you.
2, 1.
Let's get started. Number 10. Cape Town. 4.6 million people. It is the oldest city in South Africa, known as the Mother City. It has some of the oldest buildings that can be found in South Africa. It is located on the southwest coast on a peninsula beneath the striking Table Mountain. The city is the second most populous city in South Africa and serves as the provincial capital of the Western Cape. The city is estimated to have 4.6 million residents as of 2020. It is famous because of its location on the shore of Table Bay and for its magnificent harbour and exotic tourism sites. The city's economy strongly benefits from tourism. There are various places such as Cape Floristic Region, Table Mountain, and Cape Point which draws the attention of many visitors. Or maybe you want to see some penguins or take a trip to the southernmost point in Africa. They have it all. Great beaches with plush white sands and blue waters. A great nightly, great infrastructure and great scenery. The city's economy isn't dependent on tourism alone. There are several successful sectors that contribute to the city's economy, such as agriculture, manufacturing, business services, and transport. These industries provide employment for the local population, and there are also citizens from other parts of South Africa that migrate to find work opportunities in Cape Town, or schooling, as Cape Town also is home to one of the highest rated universities in Africa, the University of Cape Town. There are also many companies with their headquarters in the city, fashion companies, advertising agencies, publishers, retail groups, insurance companies, petrochemical companies, etc. Although the city has all the modern touches, it is not a new city. The city's origin goes back to the 1600s. In terms of infrastructure, Cape Town possesses some of the best infrastructure in the entire continent of Africa. However, there are significant pockets where infrastructure is failing. Areas where you can see a real divide between the rich and the poor. Wealth inequalities. But this wouldn't be an educational video on the most populated cities in Africa without discussing traffic. To many South Africans, Cape Town traffic may be bad, but in terms of the entire continent and the rest of the cities on the list, Cape Town has a very good traffic situation. Due to the planning of the city's road network and infrastructure, traffic is better than many other cities on the continent. However, rush hour traffic, just like any major city, can be a hassle. The main means of public transportation are local taxis and ride-sharing services like Uber and Bolt public buses. The city is also home to the Metro Rail train service. The city also has its own international airport called the Cape Town International Airport, which is the fourth busiest in Africa. The city is frequented by many and receives over 1 million visitors every year. It is one of the most visited cities in Africa. But like every major city in the world, there are some unpleasant factors. One of those factors is crime. Cape Town does face a crime problem, particularly in the poorer areas of Cape Town, the townships created under the apartheid regime. Some areas of Cape Town have some of the highest crime rates in the entire nation of South Africa. However, the government is working to curb this situation. The population of Cape Town is one of the most diverse in the world. The female population is significantly higher than the male population. The entire population demographics are as such: 42.4%, colored 38.6%, black African 15.7%, white 1.4%, Asian or Indian 1.9%, other. The three most spoken languages are Afrikaans, Xhosa, and English. Because of the diversity of the population, you can find almost every type of cuisine in the world. Indian food, Dutch food, British food, indigenous Southern African food from other parts of Africa like West Africa, and even Chinese food. Number 9. Nairobi. 4.7 million people. Nairobi is the largest and the capital city of Kenya. The city is densely populated and is home to 60% of the population in Kenya. The estimated number of residents of the city is about 4.7 million people. Many people move from rural areas to seek employment and a higher standard of living in Nairobi. It is the center of commerce, technology, industry, and finance in East and Central Africa. The city consists of various manufacturing and processing industries that create job opportunities for people. Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, which is the 7th busiest airport in Africa, is located there. Despite the move of many from rural areas to Nairobi, some have found themselves trapped in poverty due to a lack of employment. Getting a job often requires an internal connection through networking. The city is one of the most beautiful in East Africa. In terms of traffic, they say Nairobi rush hour traffic is one of the worst. You can leave work at 5 p.m. and arrive home at 10 p.m. But this also varies based on location. However, the government is working on mega construction projects to facilitate easier movements of the masses. The main means of transport is public buses known as boda. The city, like any major city, has the rich and the poor. There are some living in lavish mansions priced in US dollars, whilst in the inner cities you can find many sleeping in the streets. The country is one of the fastest growing African countries economically, but there are still challenges. Nairobi is home to the Kibera slums, one of the largest slums in Africa. But as the country continues to grow economically and policies are put in place to curb corruption, areas like this will be a thing of the past in the future to come. In terms of safety, travelers to the country will have to exercise common sense and street smarts needed in any fast-paced city to avoid being a victim of petty theft or other small crimes. Nairobi, Kenya receives quite a number of tourists and across Africa is highly regarded for their tourism industry. This is because they have a number of attractive sites, like the Nairobi National Park, located right in the middle of the city, drawing many visitors from around the world who are interested in wildlife. Kenya has it all. There are some areas of Kenya that are on par with any developed nation in the world. The main languages spoken there are English and Swahili. The city is a lot younger than the previous city of Cape Town. Nairobi is about 120 years old. Number 8. Abidjan. 5 million people. Located in West Africa at the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, is the largest city in the Ivory Coast. It has been significantly increasing with a high population. The estimated population of the city is 5 million people. A study by the University of Ontario's Institute of Technology states that the population of Abidjan will grow 2.83% annually. A large number of the population in the city speaks French. There is a high level of industrialization and urbanization. The city provides employment opportunities for citizens in many sectors. 18% of national employment, 52% of secondary and tertiary jobs, and 50% of government employment. As well as manufacturing of textiles, chemicals, soap, food processing, and other goods, Abidjan also participates heavily in the cacao industry, oil, and natural gas sectors. The refining industries process crude oil and petroleum extracts to be exported or used locally. The city has the International Port Buet airport located there. The main method of transport in Abidjan is private cars and public taxis and buses. There are no trains for commuting. In terms of Francophone Africa, it is one of the most developed cities, therefore drawing a lot of visitors from French-speaking nations. Number 7 is Addis Ababa. 5.2 million people. Addis Ababa is the capital city of Ethiopia. It is home to a majority Christian population. The population of the city has been growing by 12.18% annually. The estimated population of the city in 2021 is 5.2 million people. The city is the capital of Ethiopia and is extremely important for the nation as it is an industrial and manufacturing hub. The city has also experienced a construction boom that built the first ever modern urban rail service in 2015 for $470 million. In sub-Saharan Africa, it is the first rail service of its kind. Construction of shopping malls have increased, and various luxury services are available in the city. The city receives a significant amount of tourists due to the fact that Ethiopian Airlines, the country's national carrier, which is the number 1 airline in Africa, is based there. Hence many flights transit to Addis Ababa before moving to other parts of Africa. For public transport there are taxis, public buses and a light rail train that moves through certain parts of the city. Compared to some of the other cities on our list like Cape Town, South Africa, the city's infrastructure needs significant work. Due to overpopulation, traffic can also be very bad. Some areas of the city don't have traffic lights, causing traffic to be congested. However, this is not the case in all parts of the city. In other parts there are 5-lane roads, allowing for free flow of movement. Addis is the most developed city in Ethiopia, hence many people migrate to the city for a better life. Serious crimes in Addis are quite rare. Petty crimes do happen, but normally in lower-income urban areas. The city has a number of significant landmarks. The African Union headquarters is located there, and the Ethiopian National Museum, which holds the famous Lucy bones. Number 6 on our list is Dar es Salaam. 5.3 million people. This is Tanzania's largest city and was formerly the capital of Tanzania. The port of Dar es Salaam is the 4th largest port on the African continent's Indian Ocean coastline. The World Bank partnered with the city in 2015, signing a deal to double the port's capacity by 2020. The population is estimated to be 5.3 million people. It is the country's center of education, industry, and economy. The founding of the city goes back to the late 1800s. The area is highly populated due to the fact that a lot of regional trade took place there in the earlier days. Although the city is fairly old, it has recently begun to undergo rapid changes and development to modernize the city. Infrastructure and development in many places are lacking. Many new roads are being constructed, and there is new external investment directed to port expansion. The main means of transport are taxis and buses known as the Dar es Salaam Bus Rapid. Transit ferries. In 2003, the government drew plans for a rapid transport system in anticipation of the exceedingly fast population growth. In 2016, rapid bus transit began operation and runs for 18 hours a day, from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Ferries are also used mainly as a means of transport from mainland Tanzania to the island of Zanzibar. The country's only commuter rail service is located in Dar es and was built to ease the congestion in the city due to high population. Dar es Salaam is Tanzania's most prominent city and influences media, music, arts, film, and fashion. Traffic in the city during rush hour is the same as the others on our list. Now that we've gotten halfway on the list, let's have a recap. So far, Cape Town, South Africa is number 10. Number 9 is Nairobi, Kenya. Number 8 is Abidjan, Ivory Coast. Number 7 is Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Number 6 is Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. At this point, if you like this channel so far, please press the red subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching. Number 5. Johannesburg. 5.2 million people. The largest city in South Africa, also commonly known as Joburg. Johannesburg is the wealthiest province in South Africa and the provincial capital of Gauteng. The population of the city is estimated to be 5.2 million people. It has substantial gold deposits found along the Witwatersrand, which some refer to as a modern-day El Dorado. The population of the city has increased by 3.18% from 2001 to 2011. It is among the largest cities in South Africa and in terms of economics, generates 17% of South Africa's wealth. It has several retail sectors, technology, fashion, manufacturing, and services sectors such as hotels. It is one of the richest cities on the continent of Africa and also one of the most developed. The city has infrastructure on par with the developed nations of the world. There is occasional traffic, but compared to the majority of the populated cities, this is one of the best designed cities in Africa. It is a well-planned city with many forms of transportation. It is a walkable city with sidewalks and bicycle lanes. The means of transportation are public taxis, buses called combis, and transport services like Uber and Bolt. Private drivers are also available and a train system that moves throughout the city. The city receives millions of tourists each year and is home to the O.R. Tambo International Airport, which is the busiest airport in Africa. Number 4. Alexandria, Egypt. 5.3 million people. The city was founded in 331 BC by Alexander the Great. At 115.8 square miles, this historical beach city is the second largest city in Egypt, with population growth averaging 1.7% annually. The estimated population is 5.3 million people. Alexandria contributes the most considerable percentage of the Egyptian economy, approximately $46 billion annually. The city has tourism sites that draw tourists and contribute to the economy of the country. Besides the ancient ruins of the Library of Alexandria, which was one of the largest and most significant libraries of the ancient world, there are other significant sites like underground catacombs or downtown Alexandria's Corniche Road. A huge portion of Egypt's industrial activity takes place in Alexandria. Many industries use the water from the Mediterranean Sea for their activities. In terms of crime there, since the 2011 uprising there has been an increase, however the city receives significant amounts of tourism. The city's infrastructure is a mixture of both old and new. Since the city is quite ancient, you can find a lot of old buildings and architectural style, while at the same time seeing modern buildings added to the mix. Traffic in the city can be extremely bad in some cases. Some places in the city have no traffic lights or even road markings, while other areas are extremely developed. The main means of transport are taxis and buses. Number 3. Cairo, Egypt. 9.9 million people. Cairo is a very famous city in Egypt because of the ancient pyramids. The city has been proclaimed a cradle of African civilization. The estimated population in 2021 is 9.9 million people. It is the dominant economic center in Egypt and has been for 1,000 of years due to being inhabited since ancient times. The city has stood for over 1,000 years and is situated in the northeast of the country on the banks of the Nile Delta. 2.6% is estimated the growth rate of the city's population annually, as was reported by the Population Reference Bureau report in 2014. Cairo holds many job-creating sectors like textiles and food processing, steel and iron production. It is also the center of commerce, finance, tourism, and government services. Due to overcrowding and a large population, the city has been affected by rising unemployment, low education, increased prices, crimes, malnutrition, and poor health conditions. Also, economic growth has been affected negatively since the 2011 revolution, with food and medicine prices and unemployment increasing. Like Alexandria, the city's infrastructure is a mixture of old and new. The main means of public transportation are taxis and buses. There are also trains available. Traffic due to the heavy population often causes standstill, and a tourist to the city may struggle with driving, as it can be quite hectic. People use horns to drive as daily practice than you would find in, say, America. Number 2. Kinshasa, DRC. 14.95 million people. The city of Kinshasa is located in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is the capital of the country and the largest city. The population is estimated to be 14.9 million in 2021, making it a megacity. It is the second largest French-speaking city in the world after Paris. The city is situated alongside the River Congo, making it the site of fishing and trading markets. Various industries play a significant role in the country's economy, such as food processing and construction. It is known as mineral-rich, but 64% of the population is living below the poverty line. The resources that sustain its economy are oil, agriculture, gas, and timber. It faces corruption and perennial conflicts, which disrupt the marketing of resources, reducing profit. The city that faces a significant amount of crime, but not unusual for one of the most populated cities on the continent. The large population does take a toll on the infrastructure, and that can be visibly seen. There is still much needed improvement in the road network. Traffic jams are frequent. Some areas experience lack of electricity and blackouts. If the county's resources can be utilized properly, this city will become a powerhouse in the region. Number 1. Lagos, Nigeria. 14.98 million people. The former capital city of Nigeria is located on the western coast of Nigeria. It is the largest and most populous city in Africa. The estimated population in 2021 is 14.9 million people. It is one of the fastest growing cities in the world. The city supports the livelihood of many people and is a beacon of commercial vibrancy, and is known as a center of entrepreneurship. The economy rests on a diverse number of sectors such as manufacturing, transport, construction, and wholesale and retail services. The city generates approximately $90 billion in goods and services, which can be ranked the 7th largest economy in Africa. It has some of the busiest ports and holds 60% of Nigeria's industrial, manufacturing, and commercial projects. Some of the leisure activities in Lagos are visiting beaches and resort locations such as Tarkwa Bay Beach. The city is the dwelling place of some of Nigeria and Africa's richest citizens, like the richest black man in the world, Aliko Dangote. However, like every city, there are two sides. There is a significant part of the city filled with slums. 2/3 of the population lives in the slums, and the United States Overseas Security Advisory Council states that the crime rating of the city is critical. But the large population of Lagos is concerning. The traffic situation can at times be unbearable. Unless development spreads outward, there will be no light at the end of the tunnel. What will be waiting in the future is more and more problems. Infrastructure is lacking and city planning is disregarded in many places. This is scarcely different from a city like New York, where although largely populated, it is heavily regulated and planned. The city can be a difficult area for unguided tourists to navigate. The main means of transport are taxis, buses, and motorcycles, popularly called O-carters. There are no commuter trains through the city. The Lagos Rail Mass Transit is an urban rail system being developed and under construction in Lagos. If the city is able to properly organize itself, the large population will become an asset to Nigeria and to Africa in general. And that's it for the top 10 most populated cities. We will have to keep an eye on these cities to see how they will affect the future of Africa. We hope you've learned something about Africa today. If you haven't pressed the free subscribe button, do it now. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Do you agree with this list? Yes or no? And leave us a comment and let us know what you would like to learn about Africa the next time. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. See you later.
Hey, la, la.